Hello and welcome. Today we're doing a question from LeetCode. It's called Summary Ranges. It's an easy, we're going to jump right into it. You are given a sorted unique integer array nums. A range AB is a set of all integers from A to B inclusive. Return the smallest sorted list of ranges that cover all the numbers in the array exactly. That is, each element of nums is covered by exactly one of the ranges and there is no integer x, such that x is in one of the ranges but not in nums. Each range AB in the list should be output as a string of A with an arrow to B if A is not equal to B, or A by itself in string form if A does equal B. So example 1, we have our input nums over here, 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. What is our output going to be? Well, we can see that we can form a range from 0 to 2. We have all consecutive numbers from 0 to 2 inclusive, so our first output is going to be 0 with an arrow to 2. Then we have 4 to 5 as a range, and then 7 by itself, since there is nothing after that it could form a range with. Example 2, we have 0, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So what is our output going to be? We know we start off with the number 0, and in order to form a range, we need to make sure we have consecutive numbers, right? So the next number we come across, it's not 1. We should have been expecting a 1 in order to form a range. So instead, what we're going to do is just take 0 by itself in string form in our output. Now at 2, the next number is 3. It is consecutive, so we can potentially form a range from 2 to 3. But then we come across 4. We can actually expand this range to be 2 to 4. Because remember, we want the smallest number of ranges possible. With 2 to 4, 3 is also by default, of course, included. So we have 2 to 4 so far. We get to the next number, it's not 5, so we can't expand our range anymore. Instead, we're just going to take 2 to 4 and add it to our output and start over with 6. Now there's no 7, so 6 is going to go on by itself. Then we have 8. There is a 9, so we can form a range. There's nothing after that. So our last addition to our output would be 8 pointing to 9. And this is our output over here. And we have some constraints over here. All the values are unique, and we know it is sorted in ascending order. Okay, how are we going to solve this? We're going to solve this doing exactly what we did when we were talking through example 2. And in order to visualize this better, we're actually going to walk through an example as we code it up, hand in hand, so we can see exactly what we want to do. So say I have the following input 1, 3, 4, 6, and we know we want to return a list of all the ranges. So we do want to have some output list. Now, base case, if our nums is empty, we just want to return the empty list. So if not nums, we just return our output. Now, if nums is not empty, so we do have numbers in our input, what do we want to do? We want to start off in the beginning. So our start is going to be nums of 0. So start is 1 over here, and we just want to loop through all the numbers in our input num. So for I in range 1 to length of nums. We are going to start off with the next number since we already know what we're starting with. So now what do we want to check? We want to see if we can actually form a range, which means our number should be just 1 above the number before us, right? It needs to be consecutive. If it's not just above the one before us, we can't make a range. And we're going to take what we have before and just add it to our output. So if nums of I is not equal to nums of I minus 1 plus 1, meaning we are not just 1 above what we had in the index before us, it means we are not consecutive. And in that case, we want to add something to our output. So what are we going to add to our output? Well, this is going to depend on what is right before us. If what we have right before us is also our starting point, then we're just going to append that single number by itself. If not, then we'll append this whole range. So if start equals nums of I minus 1, we are just going to append to our output a string version of our start. If that is not the case, so else, we are going to append to our output the string version of our start plus the arrow. So let's add an arrow over here. And the string version of what we have in the index right before us. So string of nums I minus 1. So right now, right, in this case, what we have at start does equal what we have in nums of I minus 1. They're both 1. So we are going to append to our output just what we have in start. So output right now equals 1. So we just added our first range to our output, this one right over here. Okay, so now that we've appended to our output, we want to reset for the next iteration of our for loop. So we want to reset a new starting point for our range. So if we know we're not consecutive, we've appended something to output, we want to begin a new range. So we're going to reset our start to equal the current number that we're on. It's going to equal nums of I. In this case, nums of I is 3, so start is going to equal 3. So now going back in this for loop, we move the index I down, and we make a check for consecutive numbers, right? If nums of I, so 4, is not equal to nums of I minus 1 plus 1. This is not true, right? It is equal to it. Nums of I minus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, and that does equal the number we have. So we are consecutive, and we have nothing to append to output. So we don't do anything, and we just go back in the loop again. So going back in this for loop, we're now at this index over here. We make another check. Nums of I is not equal to nums of I minus 1 plus 1. It should have been 5 for this to be true, but we're not consecutive, right? 4 and 6 are not consecutive. So we know we need to append something to our output. So we make a check if start equals nums of I minus 1. Start is 3. It does not equal what we have just in the index before us, so it doesn't equal 4. So instead, we're going to go in this else, and we're going to append to our output the string of start, and also the one should have been a string by itself. So we're going to add 3 concatenated with the arrow plus nums of I minus 1. So that is 4 over here, meaning we have a range from 3 to 4. Now we reset our start to be the current number we're on, so nums of I is 6, and we go back in our for loop. Now there are no more indices for us to iterate through. We're done with this for loop, which means we need to make one last check for that last element we're working with. And we're just going to repeat the same exact checks, right? So if start equals nums of minus 1, so the last element we have in our input nums, if this is true, then we're just going to append that one number to our output. So output dot append the string version of start. Else we're going to be adding in a range. So output dot append string of start concatenated with the arrow plus the string version of nums of minus 1. So that last element in nums. So over here we make a check if start equals nums of I. That is true, right? The last element in nums does equal our starting point. So we're just going to append to output the string version of our start, which is 6. If that wasn't the case, we would have just added that range. So this is going to be our final output. All we need to do is just return it, and we can go ahead and submit. And it is accepted. Now talking about time complexity, right? If our input nums has n elements in there, we need to be looping through every single element. So our time complexity is going to be O of n. And same thing for space potentially. If we want to include our output as the part of space we're taking up, we could have every single number by itself. So for space, this would also be O of n. Now we just did a complete walkthrough of our solution with this example over here. But if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. If this video was helpful, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And as always, I will see you in the next one.